Alex, if you're in here, can you comment so I can guest you? Here, wait, guys. I'm gonna go live one more time. Hold on. What's up? All right, we live. We live again. Let's do this. Let me pin this. All right, we got the link to the podcast linked in the live. Let's go. Alex, if you're in here, could you comment so that I could guest you? Oh, here he is. Alex, it says you're unable to join. I'm trying to guest you. Let's see. Go live with Alex. Alex. I see that you're in here, but when I click on your name, it says Alex is unable to join. Hold on, guys. Some technical difficulties happening live. It's not letting me go live with Alex. But we got something super cool planned for you guys. We're going to talk about what we talk about on the podcast. We're also going to do some breathing for you guys. Let's see if there is a way to... It might be something in the settings. I've never had that happen. That's odd. How's everybody's days going? Comment down below. How's it going? I'm trying to figure out the live stream. Let's see. We're checking some of the settings, and guys, let's just pretend that this didn't happen, you know? This beginning part. Just let's all take it and erase it. Oh, I think this should work. Let's go!
There we go.
We're here. Let's go. Alex, how's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You got a little bit of scruff on the chin since I saw you.
I know, dude. I gotta shave. I'm getting comments about it too.
I love it. Are you in LA right now?
Yes, I am out on my balcony in sunny Los Angeles, you know, in that Zen mode.
Love it. I'm in Hoboken right now. Still beautiful weather, but not as cool as LA.
Is it cold there or still sunny?
No, it's like 70 degrees right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Should I turn off the comments for this, or do we want the comments, you think?
Why don't if we turn off the comments, is your pinned comment gonna stay there?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, turn off the comments. Just
Oh, wait, never mind. It took it away when I did it.
Oh, it did? Okay, it's all good. It's perfect. So should we just set the stage for people of like what we're talking about, and then we'll just dive into it?
Yeah, let's do it. I kind of mentioned it a little bit, but yeah, let's do it.
Cool, guys. Well, first of all, it's awesome to to see so many of you here, likely followers of Jacob, not me. I'm Alex Lieberman. I co-founded a media company called Morning Brew. And recently I launched a podcast that's called Imposters. And it was something I've been wanting to do since the beginning of the entrepreneurial journey. But the whole idea is that I've wanted a show to talk about and explore just like the deep challenges that really successful people experience and how those people navigated those challenges, the emotions they faced around them. And I've had amazing guests from, Carson Daly to Andy Dunn, was the co-founder of Bonobos, to Apollo Ono, the world class speed skater, and
Right.
your very own Jacob Sartorius. And, the conversation that Jacob and I had was amazing. And I give so much credit to you because you were just so open and vulnerable about your whole experience, right? From the experience of reconciling your emotions with being adopted and processing all of that, which is so much for someone as a child, dealing with bullying, both in person and cyberbullying, and just like how you navigate that as a kid who doesn't have all these tools that people
Right.
develop in the course of life. And even today, how you think about, what motivates you and what gives you the drive to create content, because it's so easy in the world of social media where these platforms are built for dopamine hits and being kind of like being driven by external validation. You talked about what motivated you. And so I want to just ask you a few questions, and then that was one of my favorite parts of the interview, was you take me through the breathing exercise that you do that you learned from the Wim Hof method. I literally
Yeah.
thought I'd pass out, and I may pass out on this IG live, but
Yes.
it was a ton of fun. So we're going to have this conversation now. If you want the full conversation between Jacob and I, it runs about 35 minutes. The pinned comment you can see in the live right now, but we'll give you a taste of it.
For sure.
So my first question for you is, how, as your experience with bullying ramped up, as you just became a more prolific content creator and your brand became bigger, it is inevitable that you're going to have haters on the internet. That is par for the course with building an audience. But how
Yeah.
did you deal with that? And did it change over time, kind of the tools that you had at your disposal to navigate being bullied?
Oh, definitely. Earlier on, I'd say that I didn't have solid resources that helped my physical health. I think the resources that I might have been using were almost coping mechanisms that might hurt me in the long run. And, through years of bullying and experiences with it, I've kind of learned to relate to it a little bit differently. The Wim Hof method's given me almost like a breath of fresh air or a minute to think, like it gives me that relaxation that really is, it has longevity and it's free to do because it's a meditation. And it's super powerful. And it's helped me not only with hate, but with love and just the emotion of overwhelm. And it's helped me to stay calm and stay present.
And so for people, that are listening right now, that, create content online, whether they have a large audience or not, but they've experienced hate in some way, whether it's digitally or even in school, it's something that I think I told you in the conversation, like I can resonate with because I experienced bullying in person when I was in middle school and high school.
Mm-hmm.
What is the recommendation you would give to people who see hate in some form that comes towards them and all they feel is sadness, that
Right.
they don't feel loved? Like how would you deal with that if you were them?
I would just say to try to remember that anything outside of you, just in general, is out of your control in a certain sense. And we're all individuals, one of one, wired to be this way. And we all have what we like and what we don't, and what we might bring to the table might not be right for one person, and maybe it's just them. Maybe there is nothing wrong with what you're doing. Maybe it's just how you get some sort of reaction from them. They get kind of startled in a way where they might want to bring you down or say something to purposely. They're using their own energy to really try to bring you down to maybe where they're at, because misery does love company. I would just say to try to rise above it, to try to remember why you're doing what you're doing, the intention behind it, strengthen that, and keep moving forward with confidence. Do what you love. Like, don't let some person dictate your love for something, because that comes within you, and just keep chasing that, because there's obviously going to be people along the way that'll be supportive of it, and you shouldn't let one person's reaction to something dictate how you do something, because the
Yeah.
reason why they're even commenting on it is because you did something. And I think there's also people could get in a trap of not doing anything, because everything I do is going to get commented on, right? And if I just stay quiet, that's the cure. No, be yourself. Go out there. Like, see what's on the other side of following what you love to do, because I think it's a beautiful ending. And of course, it's a roller coaster of emotions throughout, and I don't know if there is ever an ending, but I think that it's always a process. Just remember why you do it, and remember you are awesome. Like, maybe the person that might have commented something about you, you'd get along with in real life if you guys were able to really talk out of that context. It might just be the thing you're doing, right? Like, just remember, stay present. Keep putting out positivity. That's for sure. I mean, it would make sense if you're putting out a ton of negativity and then negativity comes back. If you're putting out positivity and there's some negative, allow it. Almost like you would with an unwanted thought, an intrusive thought that might startle you. Just try to allow it, because when you fight your thoughts, it gets complicated.
And we talked about this a little bit in the conversation, but what I would say is also, it is okay to feel whatever you feel towards people sending hate your way. Like, say you feel anger towards it, that's okay. Like, feel your anger, understand what you're feeling. And I feel like the big thing is giving yourself the space to create separation between you and your anger or your sadness, so that you can actually do something with it. And, something that we talked about in our conversation out in LA was about, oftentimes, like, as you create distance from being bullied or hate coming your way, what you realize, it is very much a reflection of the person who is commenting something towards you. It is a reflection of, their own pain, their own sadness, their own feeling of insecurity. And so I think it's an interesting feeling where you can both feel angry towards them, like that's a valid feeling, but also in a way feel sadness towards them, because they must be feeling something that is causing them to send negative energy to someone else in a way that they're trying to lift themselves up, but in an ironic way, it really doesn't lift anyone up.
Right. It doesn't help anything in the end.
Yeah, totally.
So,
One other question for you, and then I want to hop into the breathing. And when we do the breathing, people who are watching, like, literally, you can do this with us also.
Yes, we're going to do it all together. Everyone watching, Alex and I, we're just going to go through the motions of the breathing.
Yeah. So one last question for you, and it probably includes breathing, but like on a day-to-day basis now, with all the tools that you have after, years of therapy, self-reflection, what is your mental stack? Like, what are you doing on a daily basis to try to have the best possible fitness of mind that helps you navigate whatever happens to you in life?
For sure. Journaling's a huge thing on the daily. Tracking my thoughts, observing them, watching the way I'm thinking, like free flow writing. Just filling a page with one train of thought can really help you get an idea of where your brain's going. Going outside is a great one. The breathing, a cold shower in the morning, those are some things that I do right as I wake up. And working out is great too, man. Like today, for example, this is random. I don't know. I've never been told by like a trainer to do this, but I just grabbed free weights and went for a walk around my neighborhood. And it was really cool because it was like a little bit harder than just a normal walk holding onto the weights. But I noticed when I felt back, I felt lighter. So
totally. By the way,
yeah.
There's another thing that just like comes to me that I think is like a big lesson, that also outside of just the exercise, which is you're just walking around the street with weights in hand walking. Like if I myself, my first thought would be like, I'm going to look so ridiculous walking around with free weights walking around. But like, to me, that's an amazing exercise also. And just like at the end of the day, it is providing value to you. who gives a shit what other people think? If it is helping
Right.
you work on yourself, like actually sit in that discomfort, like that's actually where a lot of growth can happen.
Yeah, and it's also different for everyone. So I know that the things I use, if someone watching might go try them, they might not have the same experience I have with this stuff. And maybe they'll have a better one. So it's like it's all a one of one experience. I found some really cool things that help my mental health. Calling my parents is a big one. Like the comfort that brings after having a great conversation. Just saying I love you to people is really important too. Hugging people is really important, you know. Um, like
Yeah.
little things, the littlest things, man. Eating properly, you know, a smoothie in the mornings, what I normally go for, just to start the day off right. There's so many factors into it. Like I think we don't realize that everything impacts our mental health.
100%.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of still on that realization.
So, my thought is at the end of the day, when I think about like our mental health or mental fitness, I think, there are two stories or two realities that we have as people. We have on one side what actually happened, like the truly like factual reality of what happened. And then we always have a second reality, which is the stories that we tell ourselves about what happened. And I think
Yes.
about our mental fitness or our mental health, we are doing everything possible to have as much clarity on that second reality as possible to match it to the actual things that happen in the world. And the last thing I'll say just on my mental stack, because a lot of what I do is very similar to you, other than the cold showers, I've started doing them since we had our conversation.
No way.
Yeah, I've started them. I started with 30-second blocks. I'm working my way up. For me, I've realized that I tend to be very self-critical. Like I am always finding stuff where I could be better versus really appreciating the stuff that makes me beautiful, that the good stuff I put out into the world. And so something that I've done every day that I really find it helpful is I write down two things at the end of my day that I'm proud of myself for. And when I started doing that, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like it's so cliche and cheesy. But for me, like gratitude to yourself is a muscle. And so it feels ridiculous in the beginning, but over time it becomes not only really like natural and it feels good, but it actually builds up this kind of like new neural pathway or way of thinking of feeling grateful for yourself and loving who you are. And so I found that to be super helpful.
That's true. I need to add that to my routine, man. That's one thing I'm not doing enough of. I've done some meditations. We talk about it on our episode on the podcast about like that type of meditation where you can kind of travel to an old version of yourself and
Yep.
understand and care for and realize how much good's there. Um, I need to do that on the day. I might add that, bro. You know, that's a couple things of gratitude is actually, that sounds good.
Yeah, man. So, okay, I want to finish this off with the breathing. For those of you that have joined since we started, just to set the stage, Jacob and I'm Alex Lieberman, co-founder of Morning Brew. Jacob, you know him. We've been just summarizing some of the best bits of our conversation that we had out in LA a few weeks ago. And Jacob pinned it in the comments, our full
You guys
podcast.
should check it out.
You should check it out.
It's really cool.
Yeah, guys.
And also check out all the other amazing episodes of Morning Brew as well. It's an honor to be like on there. And also earlier you said a nice compliment about how I made the episode. No, Alex is one of the most brilliant minds that I've ever met. You know, asking the right things, bringing the conversation, making the person he's interviewing feel comfortable. Like he's a pro at what he does. Aside from all the great business stuff in the podcast space, it's going to be a huge podcast, Morning Brew.
I appreciate that, man. Well, yeah, you guys should check out the episode. And if you like the conversation that I had with Jacob on imposters, I'd be super appreciative and humbled for you to check out other episodes. But I want to finish this today with a breathing exercise, which is what Jacob took me through when we had our live conversations. So I turn the mic to you.
Let's do it. So we're going to start with about 30 or 40 deep breaths. I'll walk us through the whole cycle of things because we'll be in the moment.
Also, if you're in a space where you can do this, follow along with the breathing exercise with what Jacob's saying.
If you're driving or anything like that, please do not do breathing.
Driving.
Either sitting or like if you're watching the live or laying down. We're going to take deep breaths, probably 30 or 40 deep breaths. And after the last exhalation, we're going to hold. And I have my phone here. I'll put up a timer for us. whenever you feel the urge to breathe, breathe. Don't force anything. I'm not 100% trained in this. This is something that I just use as a resource. And the Wim Hof method, there's plenty of guided ones online as well. But what we're going to do, we got the stopwatch. We'll do a breath hold. And after the breath hold, we're going to take a deep breath in, fill mainly the belly, and kind of squeeze to the belly. And we'll all get a great head rush naturally from nature, from air, from oxygen. Let's do this. But, all right, let's just start with some deep breaths. If you guys want to follow along, let's do it. Ready? We're about 10. About 20. A couple more. And after the last exhalation, we'll deep breath in. Let it all out. And a deep breath in. We got a minute. Woo! Oh my goodness. That is one round of the Wim Hof breathing that I do every morning. We do about 4 rounds in the morning. If you look it up on YouTube, Wim Hof guided breathing. We also do it on the podcast. It was, I think, Alex, was that your first time doing the Wim Hof breathing?
That was my first time ever. And it's funny,
Guys,
I had a similar experience to the first time we did it also, where it's like, as I'm doing it, we did 30 breaths, probably 20 breaths in, I feel like this tingling and almost like a lightheadedness. And it is crazy because of, you described it, like oxygenating your blood. Holding a minute is like a cakewalk after doing that.
it's nothing. Like, honestly, like, oftentimes if you start doing the guided ones, we'll go up to 2 minutes 30, sometimes 3. I think 3 is probably the most I've ever done the breath hold for, but you can train yourself to do longer.
And I'm loving just seeing some of the comments from people saying that they found it super calming. They love doing that. It's awesome to see that people tried it and enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I'm seeing some comments. My hands were tingling. Someone said, I felt so good. Yo, let's go. Yeah, it's a free resource that can help your mental health. It really does help. It helps you get into the brainstem. It helps the blood flow. It lowers the risk of cardiovascular disease and raises your cardiovascular health, which is the number one killer in the West. It That's just from the breathing. The cold shower on top of it is the perfect combo. If you're looking for that free combo to feel high on your own supply, this is the one.
Dude, you should at some point, since you do this every day, just like when you do it sometimes, turn on live, forget it's even there, and just have people do it alongside of you as like daily breathing.
Yo, I should. That was my first time really doing like a round on live.
Yeah, it's like, not only was it amazing, but you're just so good at leading it. And I think people look up to you and they would try this out because you're doing it. And I think,
Right.
if you hundreds of people every day to try this for the first time, it's time well spent.
For sure.
I love
Yeah,
that, man.
guys.
Well, this has been awesome as always. I love so much talking with you, and I love you being my personal Wim Hof and guiding me through the breathing. So I just want to thank you, Jacob, and for everyone who watched, thank you for trying this out with us. If you want to see our full conversation about everything from Jacob's journey, starting with creating content, to how he dealt with hate online, to what he does today to take care of his mind, check out the episode. It's the pinned comment.
The link's right there, guys. Like, we really cover a lot of stuff. This is just a little glimpse of what we cover on the podcast. Please check it out. I really think turn it on for 5 minutes. If you don't vibe with it, you don't vibe with it. Just give it a chance, guys. Like, I really think this is one of the most impactful connecting things that I've done in a while. So
Love it, man. Well, Jacob, thank you so much for the time, brother. I really appreciate you.
Alex, thank you.
This was
Alex
awesome.
is the GOAT. Alex is the man.
Thanks, man. Have a great weekend, and for everyone who
You
watched,
too.
and also, and we'll talk in a little bit, man.
For sure. Sounds good, man.
Guys,
All
have
right.
a good.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Guys, let's go. Let's go, man. That is some of the Wim Hof breathing. I'm glad that we were able to do a little bit on the live. That was my first time doing a round. I feel great. I feel like we broke the ice, Like, doing the breathing breaks the ice, man. Thank you guys so much. Go check out the podcast. The link, as Alex said, is right here. It's right here. Just tap that link. Check it out. I'm sure you'll love it. And to everybody out there that might be having a hard time, I'm wishing you great strength. I love you. I appreciate everything you're doing and all the efforts you're making to still be here, be a strong person, and keep fighting for what you believe in. I love you so much. Have the best rest of your day. Today is Thursday, which means the weekend's on the way. I recommend doing some breathing and taking a cold shower, and you'll be ready for the weekend, man. Have an amazing day. I also posted on Instagram. If you guys enjoyed this live and you want me to do breathing on live, spam the comments on my recent Instagram post. I love you. Thank you to everybody that's watched through parts of the live. I love you. Keep inspiring. I know every single person watching this has a dream. Believe in it. Live in it. Manifest it. Put out good into the world. You're capable of anything you put your mind to. And sometimes I have to remind myself that too. So a little reminder for all of us. We're capable of whatever we put our minds to. Have a great day. I'll be in London. Well, I probably shouldn't say on the live, but I'm coming to the UK. So, yo, that's actually crazy. Pretty soon, too, like in a couple weeks. Yeah, RIP to my fish. Max, my fish jumped out of the tank. So, I'm a bit bummed. Let's go. All right, guys. Well, I'm probably gonna go take my scooter around the neighborhood. Maybe go to like a place to where I could get a smoothie on the scooter, And yeah, I just hope that you guys have a great day. wherever you are in the world tuning into this live stream, thanks for watching. Go stream Worth It, Fear of Intimacy, EP on the way. Let's go. Interview out now. Podcast link in my story. Go check it out. And someone said, what's your favorite smoothie? You know those naked smoothies? The mango one. It's really good. This sandwich spot by my house has them, and they're so good. But yeah, man, in the podcast, I definitely teared up a couple times. I'm not going to lie. And, you know, I don't think a tear fell, so that's good. I love you. Someone said Mexico loves you. I love Mexico. I can't wait to come back. Yeah, have a great day. I love you guys so much. Keep a positive outlook no matter what you're going through, because you're strong enough to get through it. You have so much strength that you might not even be aware of. Tap into that. Tap into the faith side of things instead of the fear side of things. That's what I'm going to try to do today, and I encourage you to as well. We're on this mission together. I love you, family. Thank you for all the love on the music. Continuing to stream, add to the playlists. I see the streams going up. Wow. Thank you guys so much. I love you. I love you, family. Have a great day. Someone said stop pacing. I do this on the phone, though, too, you know. Like, if we were on FaceTime, this is what I do. This is just me, guys. So, this is what you get. Come to North Carolina so I can meet you. I do have to go to North Carolina. But I love you guys, and I hope you're ready for this music video. It's coming in like a little bit, but it's almost done. Stay tuned. Keep being the amazing you that you are. Keep shining in your light. Keep walking in the faith. I love you. And I know that sometimes, I just want to put this out there, sometimes we feel like we're at our breaking point, but I feel like on the other side of that is a new beginning. So tap into that. See what's on the other side of some of the negative emotions that you're feeling, because I think once we get through those, a lot of good's on the way, right? There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Stay on the lookout for that light, because it's there, and tap into it. What you think about, it manifests physically. So focus on positive things. Focus on things that uplift you. And I promise you, you're so strong. I love you. Keep the faith alive. Talk to people you love. It feels great to talk out loud to the people that you love. And be vulnerable. Be real with how you're feeling. Don't lie to people to try to cover up how you're feeling. Be honest. Talk to people. Be there for other people. Ask good questions. And let's go. Let's go. I love you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the love.